Hello, family. Hello, my people. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Daily Mind Shift. Thank you for always tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa. And in today's episode, I want to talk about our judgment of things and how it upsets us. All right. Let me just anchor today's episode in this statement. It is not things that upset us. It is our judgments about things that makes us upset. It is not things that upset us. It is our judgments about things that makes us upset. That is the truth I'm coming to you with today. Let me ask you this. When was the last time something or someone got under your skin? They made your blood pressure to rise, your patience evaporate, and your mood completely changes. Maybe it was a driver on the road that cut you off, a co-worker who sent a passive-aggressive email, or even a loved one who did not respond the way you wanted them to. We all have those moments, all right? Oh, we all have those moments. But here's the truth, and I want you to hear me well. It is not the things themselves that upset us. It is our judgment about those things that makes us really, really upset. I want you to let that sink in for a moment. I didn't say it's easy to hear, but I promise you it liberates you once you understand it. What we're really talking about here is the relationship between events, things that happen, and the meaning that we give to them, how we judge the things that happen. And let me tell you, understanding these will change your life. All right, let's start from the beginning. Why do we get upset in the first place? When something happens, anything really, our mind immediately assigns meaning to it. That meaning is not neutral. It is colored by our past experiences, our belief systems, and yes, colored by our judgment. Here's an example. Imagine it's raining outside. Now, the rain itself is neutral. It's just raining. It's just water falling from the sky. But how do you feel about that rain, or how you feel about that rain depends entirely on your judgment of it. If you are a farmer and your crops are dying, you feel relief or even joy. If you are dressed up for an outdoor wedding, you might feel disappointed or frustrated. If you are a child who loves jumping in puddles, you might feel excitement. Do you see the pattern here? The rain did not change anything. It is the exact same event for everyone. The difference lies in how we judge the rain, how we interpret what just happened. The same is true for almost everything that upsets us. It is not the thing itself. It is the meaning that we assign to the thing that really gets under our skin. And that is where the power of perspective comes into play. When something upsets us, it is not because the thing itself is inherently upsetting. It is because your judgment of it is triggering a negative emotion. And here is the good news. If it is your judgment that is upsetting you, that means you have the power to change it. Let me repeat that because it is too important for you to miss it. If it is your judgment that is upsetting you, you have the power to change how you feel by changing how you see the situation. Think about it like this. Life is always happening. Things are always unfolding. People are always acting in ways we cannot control. You cannot stop the rain. You cannot stop the driver from cutting you off. You cannot stop your co-worker from having a bad attitude. But what you can do is control how you respond. You can decide how you interpret those events. Here's the thing. Most of our judgments happen automatically, and that is where our major problem is. They are like reflexes. Why? Because they are rooted in our subconscious mind, in our experiences, our heartbreaks, our upbringing, our fears, and even some societal conditioning. If you grew up in a home where criticism was frequent, you might automatically judge any feedback as an attack. If you've been betrayed in the past, you might automatically judge someone's silence as dishonesty or rejection. If you are taught to value hard work above everything else, you might automatically judge someone relaxing as lazy. See, these automatic judgments are like filters through which we view the world, and until we become aware of them, they will continue. They will continue to control us. This is how you break the cycle, all right? It is possible to break it, and that is why we're here. The first thing I will advise you do is to pause before reacting. That is the first step. Just hit the pause button. When something happens that triggers you, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment to process the thing that happens before you let your judgment take over. For example, before snapping at the coworker who sent that message or sent that email, pause and ask yourself, is there another way to interpret this? Could they be having a bad day, or could they be having fun? Before getting angry at your partner for forgetting something, pause and ask, is this forgetfulness really a reflection of their feeling towards me? You need to pause before and ask questions. When you pause like that, it creates space for you to choose a different perspective. All right, and then you challenge your own personal assumptions. Okay, that's the second thing I think you should do. Challenge your assumptions. When you catch yourself judging a situation, ask yourself, what proof do I have that this judgment is true? Could there be another explanation for this situation? How would I see this if I were in the other person's shoe? You need to ask yourself questions like that. Most of the time, you will realize that your judgment is based on assumptions than facts. And when you challenge those assumptions, you create the opportunity to see things differently and also learn how to choose empowering judgments. That is the final thought I want you to have about this. Choose judgments that empower you instead of upset you. Here's the thing. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you interpret what happens. For example, instead of judging a failure as a sign that you are not good enough, you can choose to see it as a lesson and a stepping stone to something better. Instead of judging someone's rude comment or rude behavior as a personal attack, you can choose to see it as a reflection of their struggles. Maybe they have something that they are dealing with and not yours. Instead of judging an obstacle as unfair, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to grow stronger, to be better. Do you understand me? So it's empowering judgment that will help you. Empowering judgment will not just help you feel better, they will help you to respond better. And that is where emotional intelligence comes into play. Emotional intelligence is your ability to understand and manage your emotions and, by extension, your judgments. It's about recognizing when you are upset, understanding why you are upset, and choosing how to respond. Here's a tip I want to give you today. The more emotionally intelligent you are, the less likely you are to be controlled by automatic judgments. Instead, you will have the tools to pause, to think through things, and to choose a response that aligns with your values and your goals. So, if you want to master your emotions, you need to start by mastering your judgment. You need to start by mastering your judgment. You will have different scenarios in life. In your workplace, for example, imagine your boss gives you an unexpected feedback during a meeting. Your automatic response might be, they are trying to embarrass me in front of everyone. But if you pause and reframe the judgment, what if you choose to see the feedback as an opportunity to grow? How will that change your response? How will that change the outcome? In your relationships, your partner forgets your birthday or your anniversary, for example. Your automatic judgment might be, they don't care about me anymore. They don't love me again. But what if you paused and you considered another possibility? What if they were just overwhelmed with work or simply forgot the date, not because they don't care, but because they are human beings too? How might that shift the way you approach the situation? And you see it in everyday life. Let's say someone cut you off in traffic. Your automatic response might be, they are rude, they are reckless. But what if you paused and thought, maybe they are rushing to an emergency? That will change your perspective. This is what I want you to go with today. You have more control over your emotions than you realize. Take note and take charge.